in just a minute. Please be patient.
This meeting is being recorded.
रहने तो
SSE is basically a journey for a lifetime. You will never forget your time at SSE.
I have loved this college from the moment I've set foot in it.
SSE is a place where you can come, where all the stereotypes about cultural diversity in India and all the myths about different cultures are burst.
The faculty is very approachable, the management is very approachable, and students really are the first priority.
It gives you a lot of exposure within class and outside class as well.
Conferences, academic events, research papers, workshops, etc. that we've attended as a part of this college, I am quite certain that it's definitely not an opportunity that everyone can avail.
And you have your own fest here, which is called Equilibria, which is a beautiful culmination of everyone's efforts. You have sports, you have cultural, you have social, you have a lot of festivals happening throughout the year.
If you put people with different ideas from different backgrounds together, that conflict is definitely to happen. But SSE is a place where you can learn that there is unity in diversity and there is a solution in collaboration.
And it's not just outside college that we do well. In academics, we go beyond economics as well.
SSE gave me an edge. The institution made me a better professional, an economist and a visionary with a great communication skills. It has opened many doors for me with a very well-designed curriculum.
As a student, I was involved in numerous life projects where I was trained to work with large data and advanced software, which has currently helped me a lot in my career.
At the end of the year, everyone for doing really well in extracurriculars or co-curriculars, you do get a reward from the college on its annual day. So it's a really nice experience when you work really hard and you get rewarded for it as well. So it's like a roller coaster basically, except that it leaves you on a high and not at the bottom. So this is life at SSE.
Once again, a very good evening, everybody, and welcome to the BSc Webinar 2022. My name is Krisha Chandanani, and I am pursuing BSc Economics Honor at the Symbiosis School of Economics, Pune. The institution was established in 2008 and is located on SB Road, an area that ensures availability of all facilities and necessities for students residing on and around campus. Since its inception, the organization has perpetually strived to provide students with a holistic educational experience and create a difference for the betterment of the civilized society. The course is rigorous and allows students to think outside the box and learn what matters in the real world. On a personal note, my experience over the past 2 years has changed my perspective on research, and I have been able to increase my skill set significantly. The professors have been more than supportive, whether it is in terms of transition from the online to the offline mode, doubts, or projects. Opportunities have been excellent for research as well as other activities. I recently worked on a NABARD-funded research project, and it was an unmatched learning experience. The clubs are active round the year and have something for all spheres of interest, from cultural clubs to social clubs, or whether it is the entrepreneurship cell or the investors club. Everybody can take part and enjoy what they actually enjoy. Furthermore, as mentioned in the video, Equilibria is the fest of SSC, and every year we come back bigger and better. With that being said, I request our director, ma'am, Dr. Jyoti Chandiramani, to take over and address all the participants.
Ma'am, you're on mute.
Sorry. Thank you so much, Krisha, for your wonderful introduction of SSE. I thank my team over here who have prepared for this webinar. I'm very happy to see a very strong response to this webinar and this call at SSE. SSE is a part of the Symbiosis International University, a university, an institution, a society that has been providing excellence in education for more than 50 years. All right, from its very inception, so 50 years legacy in a city of Pune, which is again known for being a cultural capital, in the country in its own way. We believe in Vasudeva Kutumbakam, that is symbiosis is living together, coming together. So the Vasudeva Kutumbakam is a wonderful, what you would say, motto of the institution of symbiosis, of the society. And when we look at the mission and vision of our university, we keep talking about promotion of quality education through, international understanding. When you come to SSC, what are the 3 to 4 things that we say are great takeaways? 15 years of establishment of a very strong curriculum at SSC. You can say we've strived towards creating equilibrium. We believe economists of tomorrow are made here. Why are you here? Because you want to see what's there, what's in it for you. 15 years since the program began, we have almost more than 2,000 alumni, both at the BSc and MSc level. And when we just handpick any one of them, by doing a simple tic-tac-toe, we realize that almost each one of them has done some contribution back to society, have made themselves proud and have made us proud. What are the key takeaways of SSE? Well, you come here for the knowledge, you come here for the academics. The academics is very well evolved, very well stitched together. It's improving each year. I think we sit with a quality barometer with us, a thermometer, barometer, something to measure us, where we feel that each year we have to improve. We have a very participatory framework because we take students' views, we take different stakeholders' views, parents, employers, society at large, and see how we are contributing. So a very strong knowledge built on very large stakeholders' feedback. Whenever we talk about academics, then we say, what does the student take away from here? It's like a simulation lab. In this lab, not only you learn in class, you learn out of class. I think probably Krisha or Mansi would tell you about what they learn outside class. I'll leave that for them to give their own first-hand experience. But critical thinking, skill sets, value-added courses. I love the word rigorous because I feel you must get your value for money when you come here. So the rigorous course, and at the end of this course, whatever you find, you can see that the students have made it to various career options. All right. When I say a BSc program, getting into IIM Ahmedabad, people have got into it. IIM Bangalore, so the IIMs is a possibility. IITs, people have gone to pursue their masters over there to do their PhD in the long run. So IIMs, IITs in India. When it comes to doing a master's in economics, people have made it to Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics, IGIDR. Then they have made it to JNU, to Delhi School of Economics, to ISI Kolkata also for some programs. So we feel that our students have made it wherever they need to go to do a master's in economics, to do an MBA, to do a master's in international relations. So leaving aside engineering and medicine and architecture, students can make it to any program. So I call this a multivitamin capsule, which has all the ingredients in it for students to be prepared for not only future of academics, but the rigor, the stress. So one day, one of these days, when I was looking at the students' feedback and what did they think about the school, 4 or 5 of the points which I liked, which got the maximum feedback was they're able to manage time well, they're able to cope with rigor, their communication skills have improved. They find the teachers over here very helpful and very engaging, as well as the admin staff. So that means you're in an institution where everybody is supporting you in your growth journey. There are going to be tough points and tough situations. We have student elections, students have a say. So coming back to what I was saying, that you come here for knowledge, you come here for skill sets, you get these skill sets in class, you get these skill sets in your lectures, in your extracurricular activities, in the internships, in the research projects, in the dissertations that you do. This course therefore prepares you for the 21st century skill sets. All right, whether it is joining the gig economy as a practitioner, whether it is joining the large, great institutions, as I said, IIT, IIMs, and leaving aside India, I think even the ones abroad, when we are talking about London School of Economics, Warwick, St. Andrews, Edinburgh, you name it, our students have made it to a large number of universities, not only in England, in Europe, in America, in Australia, and of course, even Singapore and Hong Kong. So we found our students have left their footprints on the sands of time by taking their course from here and moving forward. So to sum up, you as a student are coming to a great institution. You as a student are coming to a great university. The institution that belongs to a particular university, which has a very strong legacy, has been very highly ranked, both in the Indian ranking system as well as in the international ranking system, be it the QS ranking or THE ranking. And then you find that placements at SSE are very good. Our students have made it to good organizations. Varun is going to tell you about that. We have very good alumni connect. So the people who've graduated come back and tell you, hey buddy, don't make these mistakes. These are the mistakes I have made. So there's a good engagement. The engagement is of mentor. The engagement is of being a buddy. The engagement is of even engaging with the institution, be it with their time, their treasure of knowledge, be it with getting more placements for our students, getting more internships. Then we have a very strong focus on internationalization, okay, where the course is international. The students can make it to international universities, and you can be internationally or globally placed in society, in jobs, as well as fit into any kind of a structure. And then we feel that we also have enhanced engagement with lots of stakeholders. So you have the RPI model, A for academics, I've already talked about it, R for research, skill sets that are associated with it, all right, which will be spoken about by my colleagues as they go on, because I think Varun will be speaking about that. P for placements, I for internationalization, and E for enhanced engagement. What's beautiful is that I have a very fantastic, dynamic team to carry forward this program on their very, very capable shoulders. So all we are looking for is a mind which is clear about learning, a mind which is clear about taking the journey of learning to the next level. We welcome you strongly at SSE and take you up this journey in a very nice and linear progression from one step to the other. Over to the next person to take over from me. Thank you so much and welcome to this webinar.
Thank you so much, Jyoti ma'am. I would request everybody who has any questions and queries to please type them in the chat box. We will answer those at the end of the webinar. Now, I would request the BSc program in charge, Dr. Niharika Singh, to address the participants about the academics and the curriculum.
Thank you, Krisha. A very good evening to everyone. Being the program in charge, I would let you know that what has been talked about the academics at SSE, it is definitely rigorous. Rigorous does not mean that it's scary, but it develops you overall for a more challenging career and life ahead. I will now like to share the program structure and tell you about it in details. With 144 credit through 6 semesters, we have a vast interdisciplinary and a very rigorous academics at SSE. The first semester starts with basics of core environmental studies, where you are sensitized about nature, environment, preservation, climate change, which is a very important and relevant topic nowadays. Foundation of mathematics is especially helpful for students who have had no background in mathematics or statistics. We also hold a bridge course for students who do not have had any background in mathematics or come from non-mathematics background. There is statistics, macro, microeconomics, Indian economy. And after COVID, we have introduced a certificate in COVID-19 care for the community. When you go to second year, you have the advanced version of statistics, mathematics, Indian economics, macro, and microeconomics. Again, we have a non-graded fitness for life course, which is mandatory for all the students, keeping health in mind because Symbiosis is a health promoting institution. With the second semester onwards, we have specialization introduced in general elective courses. So students choose between business accounting and financial analysis and business accounting. So business accounting is a more core business accounts basic course. People who have had no background in accounts will be able to learn through business accounting. Those who want or have had background, any kind of a background in accounts, will go ahead with business accounting and finance for an advanced course in BAFA. With third semester, we start with research methodologies because we also need to have, in the fourth semester, we have student projects, which my colleagues will talk about in detail. We have public finance, introductory econometrics, which is compulsory for everyone because without mathematics, statistics, and econometrics, nobody can learn economics as a whole. Development economics is there. Internships is something that we encourage on students, and it is a mandatory for all our courses. Internship with NGO is in the third semester, and another part of internship, which is with the corporate, is in the fifth semester. So students get a holistic view of what happens when you work, or the kind of work culture that an NGO gives or provides, and the kind of work culture corporate provides. And then it's upon them to choose where to work. With third semester, we have further electives which make you more specialized, whether you want to go ahead with the core theoretical part in economics, core economics, or more of a mathematics or analytics person. So we, as from general elective courses, we have mathematical economics and theory of political economy. We also have, since we have already bifurcated between the basic accounts and the advanced accounts, which forms part of finance, we then further segregate and give options to students to specialize in finance with money banking and finance, and or whether they want to go ahead with public administration and policies, which has its own importance for students who want to apply for administrative positions and competitive examinations. Semester 4 has further advanced courses like international economics, IT applications. You get to learn a lot of softwares, basic softwares, skill enhancing. Primary and secondary research projects are something which Krisha has already talked about, and Mansi will also talk about, which is experiential learning, and it's very, very important. We get projects from various institutes, from various government and non-government bodies wherein these involve students and they get their own experience. Integrated disaster management is a compulsory course again, which is a life skill, and it is mandatory for everyone. We also have foreign languages courses, which is of floating credit. The students get to choose between French, German, and Spanish. For elective courses, again, we have, whether for the students want to further advance or skill themselves in higher finance or core economics with IBF, that is Indian Banking and Financial System, or International Financial Management. Psychology, philosophy, ethics, and Swayam are the floating credit courses, which are part of the elective. Law in economics in 5th semester helps you understand the relationship, how you understand or use economics with various disciplines and what is legal, what is not. Dissertation is something which comes in 2 parts. Dissertation 1 is in semester 5, dissertation 2 is in semester 6. It is a very, very important part the students will let you know further because they get to do their research, and at SSE, we get students aligned and mapped with various mentors, which can be either within SSE or outside SSE. They help you specialize in whatever topic you have chosen for research. And dissertation has definitely been one of the special parts of SSE curriculum. Further, we have financial management and corporate finance for students who have been throughout taking courses for specializing in higher finance or not. We also have elective courses for intermediary econometrics, which is a higher version of introductory econometrics. So students who had taken maths eco earlier and would like to specialize in mathematics, they generally choose intermediary econometrics. And students who like to go for core economics, they choose agricultural economics. We further have included various interdisciplinary courses over here as well in electives, like gender economics, labor economics, microeconomics, macroeconomics, theory of political economy. These are all electives, and industrial organization. All these are various baskets which come along with economic journalism. They make you more acquainted and well aware about various courses and subjects and the disciplines which will help you to further specialize, whether you want to go ahead with a master's in economics or research or a corporate. Semester 6 comes with various core courses like portfolio management, economic thought, environmental economics, international relations, operations research, behavioral finance, industrial organization. Dissertation 2 is a continuation of dissertation 1. So the whole thesis is actually divided into 2 parts, dissertation 1 and dissertation 2, for the students to be prepared. In elective, students who wanted to get further specialized in finance, higher finance, we also have an elective between taxation and international financial management. So this is the whole course structure throughout 6 semesters with 144 credits and rate. And 3,600 is the total marks for the total credits. This is the distribution of our academics at SSE. Back to you, Krisha. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Niharika ma'am. Now we have Dr. Varun Meghlani, who will talk about the placements and the opportunities that are provided to the BSc students.
Yeah, hi. A good evening to one and all present here. I hope my screen is visible, ma'am.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yes. What I would like to share is that the program, the BSc Economic Honors Program of Symbiosis School of Economics, is heavily focused towards improving your or cultivating your research skills. So the first step, it starts with, we have a lot of, every semester we'll have an industry outbound field visits. The whole objective of industry visits or a field visit is to make you aware about the ground realities which happen and interact with the various stakeholders. Whether the environmental studies student go and visit the villages, that how are the villages coping up with the water shortages, or what programs they are running for water conservation. Whether it is visiting a garbage depot to understand how the waste is managed within the city and what are the challenges which the different stakeholders face. Then we have our primary and secondary research projects, which is part a 6 credit part in the 4th semester, as internships have already been discussed by Niharika ma'am. Then we have a research methodology course, an economic journalism course that will help you improve or cultivate your skills, whether it is blog writing, whether it is writing an article for a newspaper, or whether it is writing an academic paper. And then we have a training in statistical software packages and dissertation, which is there in the final year, which each one has to do it. So here I would just like to share for the last 8 years that what have been the themes which each year the students have done the research projects. What is interesting here is that the themes are based on a local level problems. It aims at solving the local level, societal level problems. So it is a form of an engagement with the society, whether it is understanding about effects of credit on self-help group members and micro, small and medium enterprises, whether it is understanding what have been the effects of lockdown on different sectors, whether it is automobile sector, whether it is digital sector, whether it is agriculture sector, whether it is households. Understanding the impact evaluation of the different CSR programs, what are being the waste, how are the waste managed within the city. So each project looks at engaging with the society, which is very important and practical. Then students have the freedom to choose any topic for their dissertation. So many students go in either for a multidisciplinary or an interdisciplinary research, where they can either use primary data, secondary data, or combination of both. When it comes to facilities at SSE for student research, I would say one of the things where we stand out is during your first year, you will get a unlimited access to Coursera to develop, to build your skill set, your skill sets. So Coursera has a career readiness program. Generally, you get access to Coursera during the second semester or the third semester for 1 year. Then for your research projects and dissertation, you have each mentor is assigned to you. And then we have a lot of online and physical resources available, whether it is online databases, paid databases of CMIE or Economic Political Weekly and Research Foundation, whether it is access to Scopus or Web of Science for searching literature, whether it is textbooks which we can get from Pearson, McGraw-Hill or Sage. Then we have training of statistical packages which happen as part of the IT application program course in the 4th semester, or as the part of value added course. Then we also have students get an opportunity to work on the live projects, whether it is during the internship or during the part of the projects as well. So I think Krisha and others have worked for a project on effects of credit access to the SHG self-help group members as part of the NABARD project. Now I would like, after research, I would like to share about the placement cell. I am one of the faculty in charge for the placements at the bachelor's BSc Economic Honors. So the whole, we have this placement and training cell, which focuses on employability. So whether it is grooming students for preparation for writing their resumes, or for preparation for the different tests or the aptitude rounds, or for preparation for the case study and the interview rounds. Then I would like to share with you the important part about the last year's placement statistics. So overall, we have a batch of around 180 students around, out of which 90 students had applied for placements in the year 21-22, and of which 83% of the students have received the offers. The highest package was of 21 lakh per annum. It was from DE Shaw. DE Shaw is a finance firm based in US. One of our students, he had done his internship. His name is Ridhiman Ghosh. He also got a placement as a research associate. On an average, the package is 6.47 lakhs. Here, I would like to share that the major chunk of our students go in market research industry. So if you would have heard the Narayan Murthy sir's interview in Financial Express, he mentioned that in India, we have lack of good market research companies. We at times overestimate the market of our products or we underestimate it. And there's a huge potential of a good market research firms. And that is where our RM course or our research projects helps cultivate those research skills where a lot of market research firms hire us. Then we have consultancy firms. We have finance companies coming in because our course has a lot of exposure to finance courses. And then we have other kind of NGOs or the social sector organizations or in the field of business development and sales. So if you look here, the top recruiters logos have been displayed here. I would now like to request Khushbu ma'am to share with us, with the students, about the internationalization component in our program.
Thank you, Varun. So we also have a very active internationalization cell in the institute and in the university. So we have a international institute in the university which looks into international initiatives. And in the past few years, so we have opportunities for students where they can go for semester exchange or for a summer school. And some of the universities where students have been going is mentioned in the PPT, like we have DHPW, Heidelberg, Ravensburg, Dauphine University, Carleton, and Leibniz. We also have at Bremen School of Economics. So these students can opt there. We have in the fourth semester, which is a floating semester, we have an option where students get these opportunities. They can apply for that. There is a selection committee where the students have to appear. And quite a few students get selected for the opportunities. So apart from this, if you in the like many students wanted to opt for London School of Economics summer school program or a semester exchange, so we do encourage them to do so and also help them in the entire process. So in the last few years, we've had about students who have gone for such opportunities. And when they have come back, we've always taken a feedback from them. And they have always said that it has been a very enriching and a learning experience for them. And that has also helped them to have an added weight when it comes to applying for universities abroad for master's program. And I would also like to add, so we've had students in the past who have also looked for internships, which has been international in nature, so with international companies and organizations, and also some kind of a collaborative work, which they have applied for and they have got. So if students who have questions in the webinar that we have today pertaining to any aspect that we've been talking so far, can put that in the chat box. And then we would address that, right? So I would request Mansi to come and talk about activities regarding club and other student activities that we have.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, so as rigorous as the academics in SSE, the student activities and the student council is headstrong and very active. In fact, the reason that the academics and the co-curricular activities are so strong, that the students are able to learn many skills like time management, and the confidence that they have while giving presentations is actually derived from clubs like Streetlights and Epilogue and Debate Society, which actually instill them in normal conversations. So it's a very interconnected network, but at the same time, the student body is very independent with the activities that they perform in the college sphere. So the academic year begins with the student body elections, which are very serious, because we have proper campaigns for even the posts of the class representatives, from class representatives to club heads to the presidents of the outgoing like the presidents of the student council. We have proper campaigns. Now, since the pandemic, we have been having the campaigns online, but when we were on campus, we used to have proper posters, like a proper election campaign that happens with a presidential debate at the end. We have around 24 active clubs and societies in SSE. Many of them, we cover almost all the aspects, starting from debate to music to dance to investing or the investors club. We also have social clubs, very active social clubs like we have Samarpan, which is a club handled by students. We have ISR activities, that is institutional social responsibilities, where we have plantation drives, we have river cleaning drives. At the same time, there are many activities that are held during the college fest, like puppy therapy and making sanitary napkin bags. So these are very small but very crucial activities that the institute keeps undertaking every now and then, which is why the entire year with combined with academics, the student life is very busy. At the same time, it's very fruitful. um Moving on, so can we go to the next slide? Okay, yeah. So apart from that, we have two major undertakings by the student body. That is, one is EOTY, the Economist of the Year, and the other is Equilibria, the College Fest. So these are the two main undertakings that the Student Council has. EOTY is the flagship event of SSE. It's a proper competition which has 3 to 4 rounds, which is, again, it depends year to year, depending on the new student body that comes. But the framework of the competitions remains the same. And Equilibria is is the College Fest, and we have several activities in that and competitions. And anything and everything is possible at SSE with respect to organizing events, because the management is very helpful and open to any and all ideas. Recently we had a terrace event. Like, for the first time in SSE, we had a terrace event, and the normal events that keep happening are fine, but we also had a puppy therapy. We actually brought cats and dogs on campus, and we conducted an entire event out of it. And the idea behind that was, when you give love, you get love. So people went in, they had fun with pets and every like pets and animals on campus. Apart from all this, we have also been like taking part in activist protests and everything. Like, there was a walk, there was a peaceful walk for climate change a few years back. SSE students were a huge part of that. We have NGO collaborations under ISR. So yeah, the student body is very active, and I was very glad to be the outgoing president this year. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Mansi. To experience the rigor, grab the placements, and the golden school and semester exchange opportunities, having clarity over the admission procedure is extremely important. We have Shilpi ma'am with us to brief all of you about the same.
Yeah, hi, good evening, everyone. Let me brief you regarding the PI and the VAT process at SSE. So you all know your test, the set test is scheduled on the 3rd of July from 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. The test is supposed to happen offline, but it's completely dependent on the pandemic situation of COVID-19. The schedule as well as the nature structure of the test can change, and all tests can be conducted entirely online or entirely offline, or in a combination of both the modes at the discretion of SIU. So the test is on the 3rd of July. It's going to be a computer-based test. There's no negative marking for the wrong answers. The registration for the set is closing on the 15th of June, and your admit cards will go live on 22nd of June. And the results for the same, the set exam, will come out on the 12th of July. Now, once the set results are out, then comes the institute shortlisting and the selection process. So the candidates will be shortlisted for PI and VAT based on their respective set scores. You're requested to check the institute websites for the information regarding the same. You can check the PI and the VAT dates on our website. The dates for VAT on the PI and the VAT is going to happen in an online mode. The dates for VAT are 27th and the 28th of July. And for PI, it is from 1st to the 6th of August, and then 8th and 9th of August. And then our first merit list will come out on 17th of August. So the students will be the final selection of the students for the BSc Economics Honors course is on all the 3 parameters. That is your set score, which is going to be scaled down to 50. PI and VAT. PI has a weightage of 30 and VAT 20. So out of 100, you will be evaluated on the 3 parameters. That is your set marks, your PI marks, and the VAT marks. And then the final list will be out. So for all the information regarding how the VAT is going to be conducted or the PI, so it's PI and VAT both will be conducted online. PI is going to happen on Zoom. You will receive all the detailed instructions on your registered email ID. So please keep checking that, and also the institute website for any updates regarding any of the process for PI and VAT. And whatever questions I have received onto the chat, I have answered most of them. In case you have more queries, you can write to me on in the chat. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for being patient. I would now like to call upon Niharika ma'am again to address the participants.
So a couple of questions related to mental health addressal and the support I have been asked. So Symbiosis has a center for well-being, a proper center wherein they hold sessions on mental health, and they create awareness related to that. Also, the Symbiosis Center for Well-being is the one which encourages students on one-on-one basis, holds regular sessions, sends in mails, and you can contact the head over there, Dr. Girja Mahale, who looks after the center for whatever queries you have related to that, related to personal career counseling and all. We also have our faculty over here, Dr. Ashlesha, who looks after career counseling and other counselings at SSE. And the faculty overall is quite supportive. You can anytime go for a talk or help or any other issues that you face in academics. And so these are the basic questions that I have got in terms. Accommodation, you have in campus, we have hostel facilities for those who would like to opt for that based on the availability. Also, we all know that in Pune, you have a lot of PGs. I think our students, Mansi, will be able to talk on that you have various good PGs nearby college where you can opt for and look for. Mansi, would you like to talk on that a bit?
Yeah, so when students enroll during the orientation program, the seniors themselves, we maintain an Excel sheet that has been going on since a very long time. Like our seniors passed it on to us, and then we update the list with the PGs and the accommodations available in the area with the brokers available. So all students who do not get hostel accommodation, even the college administration gives them a list of hostels that they could probably look for. So yeah, that is a very convenient system. The entire area where SSE is located, we have many hostels and rooms available. There are many student messes and canteens also available for good food. So the entire area is very student friendly. So accommodation has never been a problem in the area.
Okay. There were a few questions regarding internationalization. So one was the program in details. So basically, we have MOUs signed with various universities, and 1 minute. Yeah. So the MOU is signed with various universities, and on that basis, we get a number of seats from these universities through the international office, that is at SIU. And those seats are floated, and there are certain number of applications that comes through. And like I mentioned earlier, there would be a selection committee. You would be asked to have a minimum CGPA, a grade that you need to have, and then of course an SOP that has to be submitted by you, and you would have to appear before some experts where they would ask you certain questions. Now, depending on how many applications are there and the number of seats that is available, the shortlisting happens, and then you are given that opportunity. So that is how the procedure that takes place. So like I mentioned earlier, this usually happens in semester 4, because semester 4 we have floating credits where the courses can get easily mapped. So in other semesters, if you opt to do a semester exchange, then in that case, you need to ensure that the courses are getting mapped. But in semester 4, we have only 3 core courses which needs to be mapped. Other than that, you are free to choose courses that you would like to do from the concerned university. So that is why we usually give this opportunity in semester 4. That is how the procedure takes place. And we have a list of MOU, which is also mentioned on the website. You can have a look. And definitely when you come in the first year, we would orient you with this again, and you would get more guidance on the same. And also somebody asked about what is the difference between doing a BA course and a BSc course in economics. So a BSc course, the basic difference is that we have more of applied quantitative techniques and mathematics, which is in this particular course. So we have certain courses like econometrics, advanced econometrics. Also, when you do micro, macro, and other basic courses, we have applied statistics and mathematics to this. So that is a basic difference between doing a BA and a BSc in economics.
Thank you, ma'am. We do have a few other questions that I will just ask, and the concerned faculty is requested to answer them. Someone has asked that they have a query about the set, and they have applied for the admission process in SSLA, but they also want to apply for SSE. And since the set will be held only once, they were wondering if they could apply to both SSE and SSLA in the same exam, or how do they go about it?
Shilpi, are you there?
Yeah, can you please come again with the question? What is that?
Someone has asked that they have already applied for admission in SSLA, but they want to apply to SSE as well. And since the set will be held only once, is there any way that they could apply to SSLA and SSE both?
Yeah, so the thing is, the set general is a common exam for SSLA and for SSE. So if you have applied for set general, you are anyways applicable to apply to SSE, and you can just log in into your application form, choose SSE from there, and make an institutional payment of SSE to be able to be eligible for the further admission process at SSE. Also, I would like to add 1 or 2 more things. I have been receiving questions on what is PI and what is VAT. So PI is your personal interview, and VAT is writing ability test. Both are going to happen online, and we will be sharing the detailed instructions about the same to you on email. The PI and VAT is only for the shortlisted candidates, not for everybody. So first of all, you have to check the shortlist, which will be put up on the website. And based on that, you will be sent the entire list of instructions on how to appear for VAT and how to appear for PI. So don't worry about that. You will be receiving all the details on your email. And all the instructions will be present on the website as well. So yeah, that's all on PI and VAT.
Also, there is another question that says that whether the students can switch sections and solve the questions as per their convenient order, or is it a compulsion to follow the order given?
Yeah, so we have to just check the set website for that. If they have mentioned any particular instructions for that, ideally it's you can switch between the sections and you can give the exam. So there's no problem with that.
Okay. And there are a couple questions that ask about the career prospects of the degree in the public sector and which companies generally come for campus interviews for SSC.
Yeah, may I take that question?
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah, yeah. See, first of all, ours is a bachelor's degree, and so you will be eligible to appear for any government exams or banking exams. So our students do apply for positions in the government sector or public sector. So, for example, many ministries or even Niti Aayog do come up with positions like young professional or analysts, which require the eligibility is at the bachelor's level. So, students can apply for those government or public sector organizations through their proper recruitment mode, which the organization has. And apart from that, when it comes to companies, as I've already also shared earlier, that the companies we have are from various sectors. So but the prominent ones are market research, consultancy, and finance. Then there are other set of organizations. There are a lot of firms which are into data handling, which are into data science, and they look for or digital marketing, or they provide services of digital marketing, or it is in the field of, like, for example, Byju's hired our student when they required the role for business development and sales. So a bachelor in economics, we provide you with these skills, which are good communication skills, good IT skills, good research skills. So that helps you. You can work in any of the sectors. You would be eligible to work at an entry level position. Thank you. Yeah, Econ Help will definitely help in preparation for RBI Grade B exams, or even for NABARD analyst position exams as a manager. You can, it will definitely help you prepare for that. Ours is a core economic honors program. And as someone has also written to me about whether the SET exam center is in Delhi. Yeah, I think SET exam center is there in major cities of India. So it's not that you have to come to Pune. We don't have any other branch. We are based in Pune only, and our lectures will be held in Pune only. So someone also asked me whether the lectures will be in offline or online mode. Presently, it will be in an offline mode, but it all depends on the government guidelines. As of now, it will be held in offline mode. There may be a possibility that it may be held in a hybrid mode, but definitely the offline lectures will continue, because as of now we don't see any government restrictions coming on when it comes to conducting an offline lectures. If government permits, we will definitely be having the offline lectures. We do prefer offline lectures.
Okay. Krishna, you have questions? Otherwise I have one or two to answer.
I just have two more questions, which ask if there are any mock tests available for the set, and what is the effect of 12th grade percentage on the admission.
Yeah, so mock tests are generally not available. You can just check the sections which are present onto, for example, for the set examination, it is going to happen into 4 sections. That is general English, quantitative, general awareness, and analytical and logical reasoning. So you can just prepare on these 4 topics for the set test. And which is the other question, Krisha?
Ma'am, the effect of or the impact of 12th grade percentage on the admission process.
You have to fulfill the eligibility criteria. The 12th marks are not into consideration for preparing the merit list, but you have to get minimum percentage to be eligible for the course. That's the effect. That's the only thing. I don't have any more questions on this now. So yeah.
Yeah, I have few questions to answer. So one of the question which I received is, does MNCs recruit BSc Economic Honors? All I would like to say, our major recruiters are multinational companies. So whether it was D Shaw, whether it was Tresvista, Most of these enterprises, organizations have their headquarters in US. So most of the MNCs do recruit us, whether even Accenture. Then there was another question on sport facilities. Our students participate. Firstly, I would like to say that when you take admission in Symbiosis School of Economics, you are just not a Symbiosis School of Economics student. You are a student of Symbiosis International University. A Symbiosis International University, which has around 50 institutes spread across all India. And you get access to all these services which a student of Symbiosis has. So our headquarters are based in Lovely, which is around 15 kilometers from our campus, where all these sports facility, especially cricket, all the sports stadiums are available there. Our students do practice in the sports amenities which are available at the nearby areas. So the Symbiosis School of Economics funds all the charges which the students have to bear in case he has to practice for tennis, for table tennis, badminton, cricket, football. So the student get access to all these sports, different facilities which they have from our campus. Thank you. We also have a Symbiosis Center for Emotional Well-being. We have a Symbiosis Center for Healthcare. So if you have any problem, if you are being part of Pune, it will be well taken care of. We have a good library with a lot of e-resources. Thank you.
Okay, so there was a question which asked that if we do a semester exchange, so what is going to be the advantage of that? Okay, so now when we've had offline semester exchange programs where students have gone, so definitely there's an exposure because you also get accustomed to another culture. You learn to work with a group of people from different universities. And you also get to know what kind of different pedagogy that is adopted over there. There could be a different learning experience. So definitely there's a lot of exposure that comes in the way, and that also helps you to apply for your master's, okay, because it gives you an edge. So that is the advantage. And of course, in the past 2 years, we've also had online semester programs. And then the feedback of the students have been that even though they could not go to the, to that particular country or the university, they still learned a lot from the professors over there, different kinds of interactions, different pedagogy, and different kinds of material that was given to them. So that is the advantage. That definitely it's a good thing to do that. And there was another question which the other question that was asked was, do you support students with recommendations for their master's application? Yes, definitely we do. I mean, if you are deserving, which I'm sure you would be, so we do give recommendations for master's program. And I think these are the questions that had come to me. Thank you.
Shilpi ma'am, can student unmute themselves and ask, or it is only through chat based?
We can do that.
Maybe we can take a couple of questions.
We cannot unmute, but we can, if you want, I can unmute them.
Viju ma'am, you're on mute.
Yeah,
can we
so
take
the
one
ones
or two questions?
who have a question who want to ask, they could just raise their hands, and maybe then Shilpi could just unmute them one by one.
Yeah, so Kinjal, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I have applied for law as well as BSc in economics as well. So I just need to ask, the entrance will be same? I mean the same date, or the date will be different?
Just check it on the SET website. I think the date is same, but the timings would be different. Law has a different test. I mean, that is SLAT. Okay. So I'll unmute the next one, Anushka. Anushka, go ahead and ask your question.
Hello, everyone. So I just want to ask that what will the mode for the entrance examination? Like it will be offline or like online? What is the meaning of computer-based examination? As I've Googled about it, I got to know that the examination will be offline.
The computer-based test means you'll be given a computer and you will be having MCQ questions where you have to answer. So even if it is offline, you will be given a computer center where you will be sitting on a particular machine and giving the examination. Okay, and the examination for now is scheduled to have been offline, but it's purely dependent on the pandemic situation. The exam can happen online, offline, or whatever mode. It will be communicated to you on the website and on your emails as well.
Okay. And one more thing, I also wanted to know that is there a cutoff criteria for all the campuses different? Like I got to know that the cutoff criteria for Pune is 50 out of 60. So
See,
if I
the cutoff changes every year, and for each institute it is different. So we really cannot say if it is 50. I mean, every year.
so how can I know about the cutoff criteria about all the
You
campuses?
will be get to know about this once we will put up our shortlist. That what is the cutoff here.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. And also regarding the query regarding the law exam. So the SLAT is scheduled from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the 3rd of July. So the exam is separate on the same date. Okay, I'll unmute the next one. Anushka, please ask your question. Unmute yourself.
I think Anushka asked, no? Anushka, did you ask?
Yes, I got to ask. Sorry,
Okay,
I just
fine.
forgot.
Okay.
No.
Prolina.
1 second. So Prolina, yeah.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, I had this question that will there be an interview taken?
Yes, we just said that for shortlisting, once you're shortlisted for the institute, there are two exams which are going to happen. One is writing ability test, and other one is the personal interview. Both are going to happen online, and
okay. And ma'am, what will be the pattern? I mean, what all questions would be asked?
so there is a written test. And so I think Niharika ma'am or Khushbu, if you can just say something about this, a type of questions to be asked in PI or VAT.
Okay.
Could
Yeah.
you? Okay.
You go ahead, no problem.
Okay. So that is the written ability test wherein you are asked the write on general topics. The word limit is there. General economics, awareness, or the general awareness kind of questions. You'll be given a topic and you will be given a time frame wherein you'll have to write in certain word limit. Your English and communication and all those skills will be checked. For the PI, which is the personal interview, you will be checked for your mathematics statistical skills. You will be checked for your general awareness if you have your background in economics. If not, then the other general awareness related to various other disciplines, whether you have mathematical skills, whether you have analytical skills, which is different from mathematics and statistics knowledge. So all those kind of your communication skills, all those are the criteria generally looked for in personal interview.
Yeah, I just would like to add, see, it all depends also on each individual. Like, for example, when you introduce yourself and you say that I like economics, I like microeconomics. So then if a interviewer asks you about your microeconomic basic concept, then you should be aware of. If you say that I like mathematics, if you say I like about current affairs, I read daily, then you should be aware about the latest things which are happening. So your introduction few lines will set the direction of your interview.
Okay, so next time unmuting Sahil. Sahil, please go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, ma'am. So I wanted to know the criteria for, is there a criteria for the written ability test and the personal interview? You said that after your set exam,
So once you give your set, the results will come in. Based on your set results, we will be shortlisting. There would be a cutoff marks depending on the number of students will be calling for PI and VAT, and based on your score, you will be shortlisted for PI and VAT for SSE.
Okay, ma'am. And is the cutoff mentioned? Like or will it change according to the number of students?
Yeah, it is different every year depending on the number of students. It's different.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, thank you.
So I think how many more questions can we take? Last two questions?
Yes.
Someone?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm unmuting Prathavi. Please ask your question.
Good evening, everyone. When we say VAT is online, it means that we will attempt it from our home or from an exam center.
No exam center, you will be giving it from home. Okay. Okay, fine. So next time unmuting Veena. Veena, please ask your question here.
Hello. Yes, so my question was, what master's courses for economics do you offer after bachelor's?
We have MSc in economics, and we have various specializations also in economics at SSC, like urban studies, development studies, finance, and international trade. So we have all these specializations also at SSC. After you graduate, you have an option to go for a master's at SSC as well.
So you could also check the website. You would get more information on the curriculum. And so I think if there are more questions, probably they could write to us at admissions, should we?
Yes, you can write to us on admissions@sse.ac.in, and we will be trying to resolve all your queries there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we should close the webinar now.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being patient and joining. Again, if you have any queries, please write to us on the given mail ID. And yeah, see you at SSE. Bye.